Well, about 7 years ago, my wife, Robin, bought me a gift certificate for a skydiving lesson, something I'd always wanted to do. So we got up that morning to go to the skydiving, and it was raining that day, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to take the lessons. But on the way there, it stopped raining and the sun came out. There was a big, beautiful rainbow, and we both thought that was a good sign that it was going to be a great day. When we got there, we expected there'd be, at least 10 or 12 people in the class, but nobody showed up. It was just me. So after signing all the waivers and, paying my money, we took the class, and it was just me and the instructor all day by myself. So I really had hands-on, one-on-one attention, which was probably good for me. About 3 o'clock that afternoon, after all the training was done, I got the helmet and the jumpsuit and the parachute and got in the airplane. And he's sitting on the floor with me. He's got his parachute on, and I've got my parachute on. And they have the ripcord attached, and then it's attached to the floor of the plane. So essentially there's nothing you have to do except just basically fall out of the plane. Well, they open the door. We're about 3,000 feet in the air, and he says, okay, climb out on this little stand, which is over the landing gear, and hang on to the struts underneath the wing, and I'll give you the signal, and then you let go and count to 5, and you look up and you'll see a beautiful parachute, and you'll just float down. So I'll have to tell you, the hardest thing was climbing out of that airplane and standing on a little piece of metal above this landing gear, which was probably about 6 inches by 6 inches. Anyway, I did that. He gave me the signal. I let my feet go, and I'm hanging on the struts underneath the wing like a cartoon character or something, just flopping in the wind, so to speak. Then he gives me the other signal. I let my hands go. I arch my back. I look up, and all I see is a wadded up piece of nylon. The parachute did not open. Talking to me through this radio, and he says, well, try to untangle the lines and get the parachute untangled. Well, I try to do that, but it doesn't become untangled. In fact, I start spinning around in circles and starting to get dizzy. So finally he says, well, give it up. It's not going to open. Pull the emergency chute. Well, I pull that, say a little prayer, because I know there's no other parachutes after that. Well, it does open. So thankfully I start slowing down. I can tell I'm not free falling. And then the instructor says, well, you need to turn into the wind so it'll slow your descent. Well, there's so much wind I can't tell which way I'm going, so he has to give me more directions to turn left or right so I'm facing in the wind. Well, as I go down, I realize I'm falling really fast, even with this parachute open. So as we get about 100 feet to the ground, I look down and I see I'm not going to land in anything dangerous, but I know I'm really falling fast. So I hit the ground, bend my legs and everything and tumble. But as soon as I hit the ground, I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder, and I know something's bad, something happened. And the wind is blowing so hard that it's pulling this parachute with me attached to it through this cow pasture. And everybody knows what's in cow pastures. There's, meadow muffins, little souvenirs from the cows. So I'm being pulled through all this, and I look over my shoulder and I see a barbed wire fence, and I'm thinking, oh, what's going to happen now? When all of a sudden, this guy just lands on my chest and stops me from traveling through the field. So I said, get this parachute off me so I can stop being drugged through the field. So he takes it off me, and finally stopped moving. Well, I didn't realize it, but the instructor who was in the plane with me when we went up, he also jumped out. So he lands. He has a walkie-talkie. I said, I have to tell my wife I'm not dead, that I've made it through this okay. So he hands me the walkie-talkie, and they get my wife to another walkie-talkie, and I tell her that, Robin, I'm okay, I'm alive. And I'm not sure how much time passed afterwards. A ambulance comes, picks me up, takes me to the hospital in the town there. They take some x-rays, they look at it, and they say, your shoulder's broken too bad, and we can't help you, so you have to go to another hospital. So I go to Barnes Hospital on a Saturday night, a full moon, and it is just nothing but bedlam there. There's gunshot victims, there's people bleeding, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So they x-ray me and scan me, and they, the back and the shoulder and everything. And because they're so busy, they just put me in this room, and I've got a collar around my neck where I can't move. And I'm in a lot of pain, and the nurse comes in and gives me shots and diminishes the pain somewhat. But this lady comes in, and she just says, "The Lord is with you. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay." Well, all I hear is a voice, and all I can see is the ceiling because I can't move my head. I'm Robin. Who was it? Who was it? She goes, "I don't know. This lady just came in here and started saying that." But when she said that, it was just like somebody saying a prayer over you, because it calmed me down. The pain seemed to go away, and I felt more at peace. And she came back in 2 or 3 times throughout the night when they would take me out and do some more X-rays or scans, and then put me back in there when somebody else was hurt worse or bleeding. But throughout that whole time, I definitely leaned on the Lord, and it got me through that. They didn't know how bad my shoulder was. In fact, that was on a Saturday. On Monday, they actually operated on me because it wasn't life-threatening, so they didn't have to operate on me until Monday. But when I went to the operation, I thought they were going to put a steel ball and socket. Well, when I woke up after the operation, again, another miracle, the doctor had said that the bones and muscles and everything were not as bad as they thought, so they were able to repair me. But through prayers, and I remember even one Wednesday night coming here and being anointed with oil and having people pray and lay their hands on me, I healed very quickly and have almost full mobility with my shoulder now. So I definitely feel that the praying and the faith in God and just the touch of the Lord got me through this. It certainly made my connection with the Lord a lot closer, I think. And I don't think I would have healed as quickly and have gotten healed as well without the Lord's help. So it was definitely a new beginning for me.